Hi, my name is Amy Newman. I'm 19 years old, and in today's video I'm going to talk about my drama school experience at the MTA. So if you just come to find out what my result was, just look in the description because I will be posting like timestamps of what I talk about. So I'm firstly going to talk about what the MTA is. So the MTA is a drama school in London that does one course, and it is a 2-year fast track course, I think that's what they call it, for musical theatre. So it's £30,000 for the 2 years, which is a lot of money, yes, but you get a lot of hours. It's very, very intense, and they actually managed to, instead of doing a 3-year normal course, they put it all into 2 years, so you're not actually missing out on the weeks or the hours that you would do at a normal 3-year degree course. So if you are applying, you're not missing out on anything. It's probably more beneficial, to be honest, because you get it all done in 2 years. The reason they do that is because they don't take as many holidays as a normal 3-year degree course, so that's how they manage to do it. It's not a degree, so it's like, I think it's like a diploma or something, so you can apply when you're 16, I think, I'm not 100% sure. Everyone at my audition was 18 plus. So yeah, they only have 15 people at the audition at a time, and they stop the auditions. They stop letting people auditioning when they hit 200 people, and they do put that on their website. So if you are going to apply, try and apply quite early on. It was £30 for the audition. However, they were going to give us feedback, and when we attended the audition, they actually gave us our money back, which was great. It was my first audition for musical theatre. This year, me and my friend both decided to go. Again, I can't physically afford the £30,000, but I thought the feedback would be really helpful. Yeah, so you can get some kind of funding, I guess. They try and raise as much money as they possibly can, and because it's such a small kind of cohort, I guess, it's a really small academy, because obviously they only have one course and there's 2 years, and I think they have 20 people per year. So yeah, it's really, really small. I think they try and fund about half the students, and they try and bring it, or most of the students, and they try and bring it down to half the price. So if it's 30 grand, then it's 15,000 per year, and they try and bring that down to about 6 grand, I think, which actually isn't too bad for a very intensive course. But because I personally don't live out in London, I then would have to pay, 10 plus grand a year to live out in London, which is where, I would struggle. But if you live near the MTA, generally have a look. I was quite fond of it when I was doing my research because of how intense it was. I thought, oh, this actually sounds quite good. My opinion did change when I went there. But yeah, it's very intense. They do load of shows, which I thought was really weird. They do like so many shows each term. That's what makes them different, really. They do have 100% graduation, like 100% of their people leaving the course actually get agents, which is really good. It's not the most popular drama school. Like, I haven't seen a lot of videos on YouTube, and like they even put on their website, we stop when it reaches 200 people applying, so there's not thousands applying. Yeah, so now I'm going to talk about my, how I got there, who greeted us, what did we have to do, blah, 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 blah. So me and my friend both decided to go. We got the exact same day, which was great. We had to be there at like 9 o'clock, 9:30. I think it was 9 o'clock, so like we had to get such an early train from Birmingham. It was brutal. So we got train from Birmingham to London, and then we got the tube. From the tube to the drama school, it wasn't a far walk at all, so that was alright. We did actually get a little bit lost, because the Google map was showing us a place that, saying it was here, and it wasn't. But if we just would have carried on a little bit further, it was there. So yeah, it's just a standard one building, nice building, nothing wrong with it. Behind it was like this cafe. I don't know if that's part of it, I don't actually know, but me and my friend just sat there. We were just waiting to see if anyone, was going in, and we didn't really know where to go, to be honest. We then found someone, they then took us up into their kitchen, because like I said, they've got a really small family, I guess, you know, so they have a really small kitchen with a kettle and stuff like that. And yeah, there was quite a few people who were auditioning that day there. Like I said, I think there actually was 15 people there, or maybe like, I think there was 15 or just a little bit below, maybe like 13, 14 people. Yeah, we got all talking. There was people from the Mount View Foundation course. There was someone from the Arts Ed Foundation course. Yeah, so pretty standard. They then, oh, I'm reading my notes by the way. So they then took us into this pretty small room. Just kind of reminds you of like a normal classroom. We sat our bags down, and I can't remember if we did. I think we did have a chat first. I think we had a chat first, and then we went and did like, you know, the dance, acting, whatever. Yeah, I think that is what happened. So we all sat in a circle, and it was the head of acting, because like I said, it's a really small cohort, so they don't need loads of teachers. So it's Anne-Marie, I think that's her name. So she actually like runs the place. She's an amazing music teacher. She plays the piano. She's great. She you know, was the pianist for our pieces, so it's for our audition. There was the head of acting, don't remember her name. The head of voice, oh, I don't know, it got a bit confusing to be honest. And then there was 2 people on the dance, so it was someone who was the head of dance but was leaving, or was, yeah, I think she was leaving, and so there was someone who was taking over her place there. So there was 2 heads of dance, 2 people on the dance. We talked, Anne-Marie just kind of introduced them and said like, you know, what they've been doing, you know, like their careers basically. Yeah, pretty standard stuff really. We didn't really get to know each other. They didn't do any, you know, like, you know, say your name, do this and that. We then had to get changed into our dance stuff. Or we had to get changed into our dance stuff before that chat. It was somewhere like that, but I already had my dance stuff on, so I just stripped in the room. Yeah, we then walked over. Oh, actually, yeah, I think we did have to walk over to the other building, so I think there's 2 buildings actually. Now I think about it, because she did warn us, she did say you will have to walk outside, I think, so we had to take our coats and stuff. I would recommend, if you wear a leotard, and if you like wear a long sleeve leotard and you're comfortable, that's great. I was wearing like one of those spaghetti straps, and unless I'm not dancing, I just feel a bit awkward. So just take a spare t-shirt with something really light and small, and just chuck it to the side with your water bottle. Everyone, so the head of dance, head of acting, blah, 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 they were all at the audition, you know, watching us dance, sing and act. They were always there. So the first thing that we did was doing like technique work. So I can't really remember the order, but I know that we did kicks, and she said you can choose which corner you do it from, which is great. Same with leaps. So we did kicks. I think we did it twice through. We did leaps. So we did swish and jetés. We did pirouettes in the centre, to both sides, single and double. And I made the bad mistake of wearing brand new shoes, jazz shoes. It was not good. I was slipping everywhere. It was bad. So yeah, we did that, and then we just learned a basic routine. They put us in like a fair order. It wasn't like, you know, like they, you know, people at the front, people in the middle, people at the back. I'm quite a small person, and there was quite a few taller people in the room, and they decided to put me on the bottom row in the right hand corner. And you got to think, there's like, obviously everyone just chucks their bags and everything in that corner, so there wasn't a lot of room, which kind of, it pissed me off, to be honest, because I thought, like, they didn't even change it when you did do the performance. So we learnt it, which was pretty easy. I'll get more into that though. And then you performed it within 4, so they could see you. As soon as I really got there, I wasn't feeling it. And when I don't feel something, because obviously I knew that I couldn't even afford it, so I knew that even if I did amazingly, I still couldn't go. So I was in that headspace like, oh, I don't even really like the place. I'm not going to try, which is really bad because I try to force myself to, you know, give 100% because they are giving feedback, and the feedback will be so vital to, you know, my other auditions, and obviously the feedback will only be accurate if I give 100%. But oh god, as the day went on, oh, it was horrible. It was really bad. My friend loved it. Oh god, yeah. So we did the dance. The dance routine was easy, to be honest. It was like a sexy kind of routine, jazz routine. It was really basic, to be honest. Yeah, not a lot of technique, just about performance, really. You did have to do like a teensy bit of freestyle, so, you know, like coming up with your own bit of dance. It was really basic there. Like, no one was doing. The standard wasn't the best, which I was quite surprised about. There was no dancers that I saw in there that, like, you know, you went, wow, she is incredible, or he is incredible. There was no one, which at the end of the day, big deal. I'm not the strongest dancer, and at the end of the day, you are going to drama school to improve on your weaknesses, and that might have just been their weakest, you know, their weakest section, you know, compared to acting and singing. So yeah, we then stayed in that same hall, and it did have mirrors as well, by the way. And the voice man took over. Oh god, I was bored at this point, and he was like, okay, now stand there and breathe in all the negativity and release it. And I was just there like, oh, I just want to go, can't be arsed. And that was literally like the first hour and a half I was there, and you're there basically for most of the day. So I'm glad my friend was there, because I would not have been able to do it by myself. It was, yeah. So he just did normal breathing exercises, like, you know, transferring from head voice to chest. Normal stuff, really, yeah. The acting woman then came and she did like a workshop. Pretty shit workshop, not gonna lie. Just basic, really. She put you with, like, in pairs and just said, like, improvise. And the girl I was with could not improvise, and it was just kind of like we were going to dead ends. So when we actually had to perform it, I just was like, right, what could we go that I could keep going? Yeah, so we had to do like coming up on the spot as like a character, basic stuff, really. So after being in there, and I was like over it at that point. Didn't like the teaching style, didn't really like the teachers at all, if I'm being completely honest. We then went back up to that first original room and we had lunch. Yeah, people were just talking. We actually met students. Again, I was not into it, so I was like, I'm not even going to talk to you guys, I'm just going to sit here and eat my lunch and just enjoy myself. We then had to do our individual auditions. Now, you do that in front of everyone, so you have to prepare one monologue and one musical theatre song. I think the musical theatre song is 3 minutes you can do, or 2 minutes, I'm not 100% sure. So they were all sitting there. Anne is on the piano, in the corner, or on the side. And the head of dance, the acting lady, and the voice man are on the panel. Yeah, so, you know, she said our names one by one. We then had to go up there and we could choose which one we wanted to do first, our acting piece or our song. We also worked on the song, so like if you did your song first, you would stop and would go through it with you, just a little bit, not too much, and just help you, and same with your acting. So again, at this point I was over it, didn't like the place, and I just wanted to go. So I went up and I did my monologue. And, like, you know, when you're just not in it and then you don't perform very well. So I did my monologue, and she gave me feedback that did not make any sense. She was basically like, I don't think your character would do that. And I'm like, read the play. She would do that. You've even put here to be more natural. And I'm like, that's on about something completely different. Like, what? So it just annoyed me even more, and I thought, okay, just keep positive. This is good feedback, positive feedback. I then did my song, and I did it pretty basic, nothing special. It's a belty song, and at the end, you know, I think my voice gave out a little bit, not too much, like it wasn't anything that I was like, oh god, you know, like, oh how annoying, because I belted before that, so I know I could belt, and you know, it happens to everyone. And Anne didn't really give me any feedback. She was just like, do you want to just do the belty bit again? Because I know, she was actually nice, she was like, because I know sometimes I don't want you to leave thinking, oh, I could have done that even better, but I'm like, could you actually just go through it with the song with me to improve it, instead of me just getting to do a note that I can do again. Also, the monologue, I asked to perform it to someone. And the monologue that I was doing was a comedy monologue, so it really helps. And it is a funny monologue, but it does help when I do get kind of, you know, some kind of laugh or a smile. And my friend was like laughing, because it is a funny monologue. The lad I chose to do it to just went the whole time I was doing it. So of course that put me off, as I was literally directly looking at him. So yeah, and then I decided to do my song. Horrible. That was it really. So then what did we do? Yeah, so that was kind of my experience. That was my audition experience. After that, we then had to wait in the room and we just had to fill out a form. I think just on about feedback, you know, like how did you find the day, blah, blah, blah. And also we got an individual interview, like 60 seconds I think it was, with each of the people. So it was we didn't have the voice man, so it was the head of acting, Anne-Marie, the music lady, and then the head of dance, who's now going to be head of dance. So one of us, and then we had to like keep going around. So I had a 60-second interview with each one. Pretty standard, to be honest, you know. Anne-Marie was just like, why do you like this place, why do you want to apply? And I almost just said like, it's shit. The acting lady, oh god, she was just chatting shit, to be honest. I just didn't agree with things that she was saying. Like, I understand where she was coming from, but like, she was trying to, yeah. And she said some things and I was like, yeah, thanks, bye. The dance lady just said normal things like, how much dance experience have you had, blah, blah, blah. And then they tell you, which is also quite a good thing about them, they make a decision by that night, by like 6 PM. So we finished like at 4, I think, and me and my friend then went and got food. She got put on waiting list. I knew I wasn't going to get accepted, sweet. Like, no. And I didn't. I did not get accepted, duh. Would I recommend the place? Pros and cons. So I hated the location. Just gonna say it. I did not like the location, and I think if you're going to be spending 2 years of your life down there, spending a lot of money on rent down there, you want it to be nice. It wasn't even like that though. Like, it was, you know, like there wasn't a lot of job opportunities down there. It just, yeah, it was a bit of a shit place to have an academy. My impression of the people auditioning was that they were quite stuck up. Not everyone, some people were really, really lovely. But yeah, the way some people were talking, I just kind of thought, don't really like you. And same with the students, to be honest, that were going there. Again, that's not for everyone. There's a girl who actually taught us a few dances back at Boa, who did go there, sorry, and she's lovely. Yeah, so it's not everyone, it is not everyone, but there was a few people that I just kind of thought, no thank you. And because of how small it is, oh, no, I didn't really like it. Pros would be, it's very, very intense, and you do get good training at the end of it. I do believe that. So yeah, if you're looking for somewhere that does have, if you don't necessarily struggle for money, or I'm not saying that, you know, if you're rich only apply there, but if you're someone who is maybe 20, you know, and you're thinking, oh, by the time I graduate from a degree course I'll be 23, whereas if you do that, you know, do this course, you'll be 22, and you most likely will, yeah, be better off. So it just depends your circumstance. I would recommend auditioning there, to be honest, because it is a very unique course, and I think that the training is really good if you allow it. I didn't allow it because I didn't like the place, whereas my friend can't afford it either. which is a shame because she really enjoyed the place, and she did actually she actually got taken off the waiting list and got offered a place, which is a bit of a shame really, but yeah, so go there for the experience, and yeah, what else? I think that's it, yeah, so thanks very much, bye.